Okay, there we go. Now the music's back. Okay, hello and welcome. This is going to be my walkthrough and early look at Hearthstone, which just went into closed beta. I was lucky enough to get into the beta, and I have to say that this thing is fantastically addictive. If you've ever played Magic the Gathering, or specifically the Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers games, like the one that just came out, Magic 2014, this just basically recreates Magic, but does a few little streamlines and tweaks that makes it play a lot better on the computer. And then it takes all of the stuff that the Magic games have left on the table because they don't want to hurt the economy of the card game, and takes them up and runs with them. So Hearthstone is based in the World of Warcraft universe, and uses a lot of characters from there. But it really, at its heart, it is Magic with a few tweaks. It isn't just similar to Magic because it's a collectible card game. It's similar to Magic because it has the same feel and sort of tone of the game. You're playing minions and attacking your adversary with them, and the tone, and it works in a fairly similar way. So this is the screen that you get when you start the game. You have three options. Play, which is playing against another real human. Practice, which is playing against the AI. The AI can be kind of stupid, but if they have a good enough deck, they will beat you. And the arena, which is basically playing a limited card game. Limited, I mean that you get a set of cards, and then you select about a third of them and build your deck from that. Then you play against other people who have built decks in a similar way, and you keep playing until you've lost 3 times. If you win a whole bunch of games here, you get good prizes, and you can buy new packs. It costs a little bit to get into the arena, but that's where you sort of get a lot of your cool win-losses. When you first play Hearthstone for the first time, it will start you off with one of the game's 9 character classes, and then will run you through about 6 or 7 sort of small game scenarios, which then expand upon the rules of the game. It's a great way to learn. It is quite easy and very fun. Once you get through that, you can basically then play against other people with the pre-made deck that they give you, or you can go into the practice mode, which is really suggested, and unlock the other 8 classes. You start with Jaina Proudmoore, the mage, and then you play games against the other classes and unlock all 9 of them. Then you will get 9 pre-made basic decks, which you can then level up to get all of the basic cards. These basic cards you can only get through basically playing through 10 to 15 games with each class. That said, it's pretty easy. You can do leveling up to get the basic cards in the practice mode. You can bang through those games pretty quick. You can then level the characters up beyond that. I'm not exactly sure what that gets you at this point. My impression is that something happens when you get to level 20, but that takes a long time. The class that I played the most with, the Paladin, is only at level 16 at this point. Once you get all of the basic cards, you can also expand the decks with custom decks by adding expert level cards. These are the cards you get in packs. You can get these cards through buying packs using gold, which is an in-game currency, or through real money. You can also win the packs and gold in the arena mode, which you, of course, need to pay to get into. So let's just run through a game here. I'm going to choose one of the pre-built decks here because they're relatively simple. I'll choose Jaina. She's the mage. This is the first deck that you start with. A note, I can't actually level her up anymore inside the practice mode. I'll just choose this. And I'll start against one of the easy versions of the decks that the AI will play. Now, since I've beaten all the decks, I can go to the expert level. The expert decks are actually pretty good. You're going to need a sort of a custom deck to beat them. But let's say I'm going to play against Thrall here, a shaman. Now, of course, if you know your Warcraft lore, Jaina and Thrall may or may not have been in a relationship. Jaina, of course, being an alliance person, Thrall being the leader of the Horde. But they're both now something. I can't really follow it anymore. They're not really with their factions anymore. So, see, we've got our first hand here. The initial hand is either 3 or 4 cards, depending on if you're going first or second. I'm going second, so I got 4 cards. Now, I have the choice to discard some of them because I won't be able to play them early. The way that progression works in Hearthstone is that you have a pool of mana to spend each turn. This goes up by 1 mana crystal every single turn. So see, since the game hasn't started, you can see down here it is 0 of 0. On the first turn I'll have 1, the second turn I'll have 2, etc., etc. That gets up to 10. So what this means is that at the beginning of the game, I'm going to need these 1 and 2 cards to play, because that's all I'll be able to play. But as the game progresses, I can start playing bigger cards like this 4 or this 5. This works this is a similar thing to sort of Magic, except for in Magic you have to play specific cards called lands to unlock the progression of the amount of mana that you have. This means that if you don't draw any lands, you can get sort of mana screwed. This is something that Magic has been very criticized for. At the same time, sort of working around the sort of land screw and the mana screw is what high-level players really sort of appreciate about the game. That's eliminated here. It is a very linear progression. You're never going to you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 1 or 2 cards that speed it up and 1 or 2 that slow it down, but for the most part it just goes straight up in a linear fashion. That does simplify the game a little bit, but it also simplifies the game, so it is much more welcoming, and you're going to get a lot less frustrated about just getting a really bad first hand and not being able to play. Now we look at this hand. I'm probably not going to play this 5 or this 4 card early on, so I'm going to say I'm going to throw this back and get 2 random cards for my hand. We get those, and let's see. Okay, a 2 and a 1. Excellent. That's the best thing that could have happened there. Okay, so Thrall is going first. He plays a card worth 1 that is a boar, and it attacks me. A little bit to unpack here. See, this boar is a 1/1 creature. That means that he has 1 attack and 1 health. Normally, creatures can't attack on the first turn after they're played, but he has an ability called Charge, so that he can. Now it is my turn, and so he attacked me. He did 1 damage. I'm at 29. Thrall is still at 30. When either of us gets to 0, that person loses the game. So we'll look at my hand here. I have 1 mana because it's the first turn. To sort of even out the fact that I'm going second, I also have this card automatically called the Coin. I gain 1 mana crystal only this turn. That means I can play something with 2 if I use the Coin, or I can save it up so I can play something with 4 or 5 earlier than I would have. I've got a couple options here. I can play the Murloc Raider. That is a 2/1, so it's a bit stronger than his guy, except for it can't attack on the first turn that it comes into play. Or I can play this, shoot 3 missiles that this is a spell that do 1 damage for each of these shots, but they're random. Now, of course, this is something that is much easier to do in a computer game than it would be in a card game, randomly choosing who gets attacked, so I'm going to do this. Okay, so you see 1 hit here and 2 hits well. For the most part, unless it specifically says that it can only attack a minion, which is what the creatures are called, things can hit the other guy as if they were just any other target. So that's all I'm going to do with my turn. So
what you want?
Okay, so Thrall has now played a new guy. This is a 2/2 grunt, and the most important thing here, this is probably the most important ability that any creature has in this game, is Taunt. The way that combat works is different than Magic. In Magic, basically, you played creatures, and then the attacker would just attack. And The defender would have basically all of the agency in there, in that they can choose which of their creatures will or will not block the attacking creatures. And if then any of them are not blocked, they automatically go through and hit the opposing player. Here, that isn't true. If I have a creature and I attack, I can attack anything on the playfield. I can attack any of these specific creatures that he would have, or I can attack him directly. The way that the defender is able to get around this is by having a creature with taunt. If there's a creature with taunt out, he must be attacked first before anything else can get attacked. So if there's like 3 creatures with taunt and 4 without taunt, I have to attack one of the taunt creatures first. Now I have 2. I'm probably going to play this, which is a 1/2 person, but I get to draw a card, and then I'm going to end my turn. So nothing too complicated this turn.
Ready to ride.
Ooh, now he's starting to get board control. This is not great. He has more creatures than me, and I don't really have that many ways of getting him. The thing I will do right away here is I do have this ability. Each hero, and the heroes, the 9 heroes in the game, are roughly analogous to different colors in Magic, although you can't mix and match them. Basically, there are cards that only someone like Jaina, a mage, can use, and then there are cards that all of the players can use. There are cards that only a shaman can use, and then all of them we can all use. And each of the classes also has this ability. So for 2, I have this fireball. I can deal 1 damage to anybody. Now, I don't have to figure out what the taunt is. And I'm just going to get rid of this 3/1 guy. It's a pretty good trade-off for me. I don't have to fight him, so I don't have to take 3 damage, and he just dies. That used 2, and on this 3rd turn, that's quite a bit. Now, but I still have a 1 guy I can play. I'm going to play Morlock. Now, I could attack with my engineer to attack Thrall, but this guy has taunt, so I can't do that. Now, if I attack here, my guy dies, but I still do 1 damage here. This is another key difference from Magic, is that that 1 damage sticks around unless that character is healed. This means that creatures are a lot easier to kill in a lot of ways, and it's a lot easier to sort of change board control after. Oh, see, now he healed that guy.
What you want?
Negating that. But he had to spend a card to do that. Now his hero ability is to create a totem. Now a totem summons one of 3 or 4 random minions, usually with a 0 attack. In this case, he summoned one that's 0/2 and has taunt, so that would draw my attacks away. Although in this case, he has 2 other guys with taunt, so it's a little bit less useful. Now, I don't actually have all that many options. I do have these cards, which will do 1 damage to all enemies, and then this other card that does 1 damage to all enemies, killing all these guys. I used 2 cards on that, but I did get to kill 3 guys, so that's okay. And I will attack Murloc, doing 1 damage to him. Murloc doesn't have any sort of special abilities. Now, he used a card called X that turned my Murloc into a 0/1 frog. And now this gives him spell power +1. This means that any spell has the number turned up on it by 1, so if he attacks me with a spell that will do 2 damage, this will be instead. Right now, I'm going to play this guy. This hero has a battle cry. Battle cry is what happens when you play somebody. In this case, it does 3 damage to the enemy hero, or the enemy. So that is basically my turn. Okay, so this person in charge was able to deal with my frog quite easily. Now I've got this fireball. I have the choice between either attacking or just using it or killing one of his guys. I think I'm just going to attack him directly. This might be a bad choice. This one's mine. Directly here too. I think I can win the damage race, and then I use my fireball here.
Handle it!
Now this guy basically boosts all of the other characters by 1 attack, which is actually pretty powerful. And then this is the TR totem that can attack. Okay. I have a few options here. I'm going to throw down this guy with taunt. Probably isn't the most mana efficient way. And then I'm going to use the coin and throw down another guy. Again, I'm not getting the best for the basic deck with the AI. I'm doing surprisingly poorly here. Usually, this game is overpowered. Okay. So I'm going to play this guy to do damage to him, and then I'm also going to play the Wolf Rider so I can charge. I'm going to use the Wolf Rider to this guy. And then I'm not actually going to attack this guy because I would lose my guy and he wouldn't lose his guy. Turn. Probably should have polymorphed that guy into a sheep. I'll do that next turn. This guy heals every single turn. It's actually a real pain. So I'm going to use polymorph to turn that guy into a sheep, and then this guy, and I really have to kill him. I should probably be racing to kill him, but I need to. Now he is ahead of me in life, so. That is a sad, generalized statement. Turn this guy into a sheep.
I hope you like my invention.
It's a good card. Use this guy to attack the taunter.
This one's mine.
Okay. Well, my turn. Okay. This to kill him.
This one's mine.
Almost getting him down. Let's see what happens here. I'm really hoping that would kill him, but
Job done.
save him from being healed. Okay, freeze basically means I can't use that character next turn. It won't matter because I'll kill him with one move. Okay, that is the. So normally my character would level up this point, but because it was a practice game, I have to So if we go out here, you'll see a couple of other things. This is how much gold I have. 100 is actually enough to buy a pack, but I'm gonna save until I get to 150, because that lets me get into. So if you look at the store here, you see one pack is 100, two packs is $3, so they're about $1.50 each, and then you can actually get 40 packs for $50. There is also a big giant warning here, basically saying you're spending real money. This is the beta, it's going to get wiped in the end, although they will give you the equivalent amount of gold when you leave. If you look at the quest log here, this is what the level of all of my characters is at. The Paladin, again, is the highest one at 16. This is my my rank in play mode. This is my rank in arena. And down here is actually something kind of cool. It's quests. You get one every day up to 3, and then you start getting replaced. And when you beat the quest, in this case win 2 games with the Hunter class, you get 40 gold, which is, I guess, about 60 cents. But it lets you sort of progress and buy packs that way. So you, since there's a new quest every day, you get a pack every basically 2.5 quests. So if you look at the arena here, I'm not going to go in. but you see it's either $2 to get in or 150 gold. No matter what, you will always get a pack out of the arena, and you'll probably, even if you lose all of your games, get 10 to 15 gold. So it's usually a better idea to go into the arena. If you go on a good streak, you get 2 or 3 packs and a bunch of them. So I'm going to go into play mode now. This is basic play with a deck that I've built out of some basic cards, some expert level cards, and then do a ranked match. Now, I've actually found that a lot of the people I'm playing are not actually playing with huge stacked decks of expert level cards. A lot of them are actually made up of basic cards just as much as you would normal. So it isn't crazy right now. I'm sure when the game actually opens, people will be more willing to spend money, and it will spread a little bit more. But of course, there'll be more people playing.
Uther versus Garrosh.
Okay, now I say that I might get thumped here.
I will fight with honor.
So I'm playing first. I'm actually gonna ditch all of these cards because none of them are even all that great to start with. Even the one. Still not a great hand to start with. Okay, good. I got a first turn play.
One shot,
and I will
kill.
attack. Okay, now he's probably just going to kill me. Oh, no, he attacked me directly. That's probably really smart, because 2 of that damage would have been wasted. So I'm going to just give my minion +3. He's going to die next turn. That's what we can do.
I'll give it a shot.
Attack. Of course, as you can see, real people play a lot
I
slower
hope
than
you
the
like my
practice.
invention.
Interesting. I would have tried to take out the 4-1 guy. But then again, if he attacked my 4-1 guy, it would have damaged him just as much. Actually, I'm going to build this guy to taunt, so it'll be harder for him.
I'll give it a shot.
Job done.
I really should stop announcing that I'm ending my turn. It sounds like this is an video or something. Okay, now this is something else about Hearthstone. It's actually pretty easy to sort of clear the playfield. Easier than I find in Magic. It swings a little bit more. In Magic, you really have to sort of work to swing when somebody has sort of gain control of the field. It's a lot easier to have 1 or 2 cards just sort of blasted right over. I don't know if that's by design or if that's something that will sort of change as the metagame progresses and more experience and more cards get unlocked. Okay, now he has a taunt guy. I have to attack him if I'm going to attack, which is sort of unfortunate. I'm going to do this guy, which makes his attack down, which means it will hurt a lot less when I take it. And then I'll use my hero ability. In this case, goes to create a 1-1 guy. Thinking. Ooh. That is going to swing. That is why you always should try to have a guy with 2. Which is
What you want?
now. I'll use this guy to kill that guy. Build a weapon. I'll give this guy an attack.
Last
Attack
warning
him.
for justice.
And kill the guy with my remaining. Now you notice I'm doing a whole lot of mouse dragging and whatnot. You can't just click and have them go where you want them to go. It does have slight gameplay implications. Where you place the guys does matter for a couple of cards, but it really feels like this is going to be on a tablet at some point in the future. In fact, I would guarantee. Generally, this really feels like the stuff that they've done works really, really well, but there's a lot of room to expand, both in gameplay areas and
One kill.
and also, that was a mistake. I really should have played my 7 guy there. See, this is what happens when you're not paying
Last
attention.
warning.
But,
Justice.
both in gameplay areas, there's a lot of room to expand, and sort of in the way that the program works itself. Like, there could be more tables. There's 3 or 4 of them right now. I can see in the future there's 50 or 60. And there are certain game design decisions which I don't know if they'll stick in the main game. Like the fact I can't chat with this guy. All I can do is do emotes, which seems a little bit strange. Although at the same time, it makes the play experience entirely non-douchey. So I kind of like that. Now he just gave himself 5 armor, which basically doubled his health. It's going to be a little bit.
I hope you like my
I can
invention.
still do some pretty big swings at him. I'm sort of surprised that he hasn't made more of an effort to kill this guy, since he only has 3 health. And yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do what I should have done last turn, and play the 7 guy.
I'll give it a shot.
Just 1 attack,
For justice.
another attack. Unfortunately, if he really wants to, he threatened me.
Justice demands retribution.
So he can add 2 armor each turn. That's basically like healing himself.
The gates are open.
Now this guy has taunt, which means that I have to attack him. I have that same guy right now, actually. Which is unfortunate because it will extend the game a little bit, and each turn that I'm not killing him is a turn that he has
For justice.
to figure out a way to
Reporting for justice.
Okay. I still sort of have board control here, but again, that's a lot more ephemeral in a game of Hearthstone than it would be in a game of Magic. If in a game of Magic in the late game, I had a board with 3 creatures and he had an empty board, I would be feeling a lot more confident than I do now. Here, he could just be top decking, but I don't know. Like, he could whip out something that will actually kill all of these guys. Probably not this guy, but there are a lot of answers in all of these decks. So he seems to be thinking quite a bit, though. You can tell which cards he's looking at because it goes up and down. You can see what he's selecting here. That actually automatically happens. You don't select the fact that you're thinking. If he takes such a long time, eventually there will be a little fuse that starts here, forcing him to end his turn. Okay. Yeah, you see the board, like, he is now in a much better position than he was last turn. He'll probably take it. Although he does take 6 damage, he kind of loses all of his armor. So this gives me an opportunity to really sort of counter. Okay, I can kill him this turn because I have this, which does 2 damage to all enemies, which includes this and that. And then I have 2 dudes, and he doesn't have a taunter, so I can just attack him past his left.
The battle.
That's that. Okay. So that was a rank. So I level up a little bit. It slows down quite a bit once you're out of practice. And I now... I didn't actually go up a rank. Interesting. I see that the ranks slow down. I thought I was going up quite quickly. I'm now in Platinum. There's higher than Platinum as well. So that is Hearthstone. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much. And to the guy in the chat who offered me $60 for my keys. Sorry, dude. A, I got it through PR, and B, that's way sneezy. Sorry.